Most people think they know what strength looks like. Muscles, confidence, control. But caregiving? It redefines strength. It's not flashy, it's not loud, and it doesn't show up in the gym. It shows up when you're cleaning up a mess you didn't make, again. It shows up when you whisper, "It's okay," to someone who no longer recognizes your face but trusts your voice. That's the kind of strength most people never see. But if you're a caregiver, you're living it every single day, even if you've forgotten just how strong you really are. Hi, I'm 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏. My wife Sonia was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in January 2020 at the age of 65. I've seen too many caregivers suffer physically, emotionally, and mentally, oftentimes more than the loved ones they care for. I was determined not to let this disease take me down, and I found a way to cope. Now I help other caregivers do the same. And in that time, I've learned that strength isn't about pretending to be okay. It's not about smiling through the pain or pushing down your emotions. Real strength is showing up even when you're exhausted. Again. It's staying when it would be easier to leave. It's choosing compassion over frustration, connection over convenience, love over resentment, again and again. There were moments, especially in the beginning, when I honestly didn't think I could do this. I'd never been a nurse. I wasn't trained for this. I didn't even know how much this would ask of me. But the truth is, none of us really do until we're in it. And then suddenly we're making decisions about medication, hygiene, safety, routines. We're managing insurance, researching symptoms, and comforting someone who might wake up in the middle of the night afraid and confused. And we do it. Somehow we do it. One evening, after a long day tending to Sonia, I sat alone in the kitchen. The house was finally quiet, but inside I felt anything but. There was no crisis that day, no meltdown, just the usual grind. But that silence let something else rise to the surface. I'm still here, I thought. Still showing up, still loving, still trying. And it hit me. This is what strength really looks like. It doesn't always feel brave. It often doesn't feel like anything at all. But when I look back at what I've carried, what I've endured, and what I've chosen every day, I know I'm stronger than I ever gave myself credit for. And so are you. But strength doesn't only show up in the hard moments, it also reveals itself in the small wins. I remember one day not too long ago, Sonia was having a tough morning. She was tired, withdrawn, and I could feel myself bracing for another uphill battle. But instead of rushing through the routine, I slowed down. I sat with her. I played a song she liked, just softly, in the background. And for a brief moment, she smiled. Not a confused or polite smile, but a real one. And then, unbelievably, she started humming. That moment, that was a win. It didn't change the diagnosis. It didn't make the disease go away. But it reminded me the connection is still possible, that my patience made a difference, that I still have the power to bring joy, even if for only 20 seconds. And that was enough to refuel me. That was strength I'd forgotten I had. So if you're wondering whether you're doing enough, if you've been second-guessing every decision, beating yourself up for not being more patient, more perfect, more prepared, please hear me when I say this. You are doing something most people couldn't handle for even one day. You're holding a line that no one else sees, and you're doing it out of love. That is strength. And here's the truth. Strength doesn't mean you never get tired. It means you keep going anyway. But it doesn't mean you have to go alone. I created the Caregiver Mastery System for that exact reason. Not because I have all the answers, but because I know what it feels like to lose yourself in the middle of this journey. And I want to show you the way back. A path that helps you let go of the stress, the guilt, the anger, and reconnect with who you are underneath it all. Let me ask you something. What's one moment where you surprised yourself with your own strength as a caregiver? Drop it in the comments. I promise someone else needs to hear your story today. If you're feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, or like you're losing yourself in caregiving, you're not alone. That's exactly why I created the Caregiver Mastery System, a step-by-step emotional roadmap to help you manage stress, anger, and burnout so you can care for your loved one without sacrificing yourself in the process. Inside, you'll discover how to say yes to yourself without guilt, reduce overwhelm, and reclaim peace even in the hardest moments. I call this Heaven Island, a place of calm and clarity where you can show up for the one you love without losing who you are. And just so you know, this isn't some time-consuming program. I didn't create it to add more to your plate. I built it to take the weight off your shoulders. The lessons are short, practical, and easy to follow. And if you apply what I teach, even for just a few minutes a day, I guarantee you'll start to feel a real difference in 2 to 3 weeks. Click the link below or visit caregivermasterysystem.com to get started today. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe. I post new caregiver support videos every Monday and Thursday. And if this message spoke to you, use the hashtag Caregiver Mastery so others can find the support they need too. You're not alone. Let's get through this together.